5, A Tale of Two Kings, Yarn Ball, featuring Redshirt90, Byzantium, and Amsterdam. Is that correct? They're in the Netherlands, right?
Yes.
Bam. On an Earth map against 6 computer players. Things should get interesting.
Obviously random.
Obviously random. No start bias and quick combat. Those are the parameters. Yeah, so with Theodora, I plan on playing very religiously. That worked out in my advantage last match we played together, so I figured I might as well keep going in that direction. Alright, looks like I got some citrus and some deer when I'm on a river. I think I am in Russia. That's gonna be my guess.
Difficult to say on my end. I've got 2 rivers nearby going north to south. Difficult.
Clear all that out of the way. Bam, bam. Alright. Ooh, I should send my warriors exploring. I just hope these manging barbarians don't like swarm me. I want to say last time you had a pretty hard time with them.
I didn't pick raging barbarians, so it shouldn't be too difficult, but yeah. I get it.
Bong.
Ooh. What a profitable area I am in.
I can confirm. Ooh, I got a sea state right next to me. Right for the picking, if you ask me.
I didn't.
Oh, okay. La Venta. And it's a religious one. Since I'm first to find it, it gives me 8 faith score.
Barbarians. What is their terrain modifier? Oh, because they're in the jungle. Well, fuck you then.
Fuck you, jungle. Found some salt and some desert. Ooh, I think I might have. Oh no, that's not you. That's just a river.
Misfit just sent me a message saying he wants to gift me Company of Heroes 2.
He gifted me Metal Gear Solid 5, which, by the way, is the most strange game. It's not at all what I remember. The last one I played, admittedly, was Metal Gear Solid 3, I think, for like the PlayStation 2. But
yeah, so like, it's because Kojima is very weird. And if you didn't really, I don't want to say grow up with him, but if you that's sort of what I mean. He's not someone that, it's not easy. It's what I'm trying to say, to jump into.
well, like my thing, I felt like Metal Gear Solid 3 was like a solid, like, great cross between like Japanese to Western game. You know what I mean? Like it had like classic Japanese gaming like, story elements and everything, but it was never too crazy. But then the opening scene, like part of like the opening chapter to Metal Gear Solid 5, you're getting chased by a flaming demon guy with like bullets for horns, and he's
really
riding
creepy.
a flaming unicorn, and I'm like, what is this? What is going on?
It's Kojima.
And he plastered his name everywhere. I mean, everywhere over like the opening credits. He at least was like appeared on the credits like 12 different times, at least, bare minimum. It was like written by
Yeah, I can't really,
something Kojima.
you know, I don't know if I can justify it, you know, because I wouldn't really consider myself a Metal Gear fan. It's more of I have an awareness of the series that spans a couple of years, and I just don't know. A lot of my friends do love it. It's just not one of those series that I've been able to play multiple games.
Right.
But I haven't. It's not something it's really. I can't really get into the story very well, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I had it on my wish list because I saw a bunch of stuff about it on Reddit, and I was like, all right, yeah. I really enjoyed Metal Gear Solid 3. I skipped 4 because reasons. I don't know. I just didn't buy it. And then, yeah, so I skipped 4. And then 5, I was like, yeah, okay, I played 3. Really liked it. Might as well give 5 a shot. And I saw, like, all the videos and GIFs and everything on Reddit of Metal Gear Solid 5. Looked like a great time. So, put it on the wish list. Sure enough, Barrios just gifted it. Or, I mean, Just Another Misfit gifted it to me out of nowhere, and it's like, sweet, man, thanks. But Company Heroes is also a pretty good game, at least for the RTS. Like RTS, I feel like is a dying/dead category of gaming. There's no real RTS anymore.
I mean, I would disagree, just because of how popular StarCraft still is. But if you're talking about sort of the Age of Empires, the Romes, I would say it's open to a new refresher, I guess. I don't know. Difficult.
Yeah, I mean, Command and Conquer. That was like a commanding series, at least in the PC market, for a little while. You like that? But yeah, I mean, it was a fantastic game. Storyline was a little bit everywhere, but it had like really funny homages of like Arnold Schwarzenegger being in there and like being Hollywood heroes and like you know what I mean? Just like you had to rescue all the Hollywood heroes from the Russians, and they were actually as good in real life as they were in their action movies. And I mean, it was wacky and zany, but it was at the same time it was like a great series of games. And like the Age of Empires 2, 3, I never played the first one. Your Total Wars, all fantastic games. But now even StarCraft, the new StarCraft 3 or whatever it's on, or no, maybe it's 2.
It's like the last expansion of StarCraft 2. This one's focused on. So the first one, I don't even know if you call them expansions. It's all the same game, but each installment, I guess, changes the game. The first one was about the Terran faction, and then you had the Zerglings, or the Zerg, and then you had the Protoss. And it's another one of those games that, like, I played them, but there's just no, for me anyway, the games I like to play, there's no lasting, it doesn't have a lasting impression on me. That makes sense.
Yeah. So I remember I played like the first StarCraft or whatever a long time ago. My brother had it on PC or something, but we had this really like crappy PC that could barely run it, and I was really young, so I had no idea what was going on. But I don't like how it kind of like turned into like a rush type thing. Like for me, it was always like rushing was just like too powerful and too strong. I don't know. I really like just building up like a solid fortification and, you know, I guess turtling it or whatever it's called, and just like really like ultimately like constructing a huge base and making it super fortified and all this other stuff. I wasn't necessarily like out there to beat the other guys as quick as I could.
Like the old Stronghold series.
Yeah. But I don't know. So I guess maybe like just the path they took, I never really was a huge fan of. So maybe I have a bit of a biased opinion towards the StarCraft RTSs.
A slight biased opinion. I mean, here we are playing the absolute opposite of StarCraft, which is Civ 5.
Yes, it is.
I mean, I'm literally watching these guys rake the same patch of unmotivated dirt.
Speaking of raking dirt, I really need to build a whatchamacallit. Some
Hey,
workers.
Farm. Oh, I know where I am. Ooh.
Where are you?
I am in what appears to be the greatest continent on Earth. I think, anyway. If I'm correct.
Australia?
I may not be.
La Venta is terrified of me. I should bully him. And I've got Jerusalem next to me. And I've got Austria. Austria is settled in like France, almost on Normandy. Spain.
Nope, I was wrong about where I am. I think... difficult to say. I may be in Africa.
Africa, ew. Dun 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 dun. All right, we've got some barbarians to the north. I'm surrounded by city-states.
Yeah, I would be in the heart of darkness.
The Congo. Right? That's
if
right.
I'm correct. I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
I want to say the worst possible starting point is South America. I know Alaska's also pretty bad.
I mean, on these maps, they always spawn a reasonable amount of resources, so it's not too bad. Usually you get some jewels and shit.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, you're cut off, like, immediately. You can't go to North America, and, like... Oh, and someone's knocking on my door. I'll be right back. Yeah, 1 second. And I am back.
Welcome.
I was trying to grab a controller. Silly me. Okay. Where was I? What was I doing? Research. Got citrus, so I need to get some calendars going. Is this at normal pace?
Yes.
Nice. I thought I noticed it. Yeah, I'm starting where you started last time. Actually, maybe...
Not a bad area.
Actually, no, I think it might be a little bit closer. I'm in like a solid Moscow area. On a river. Interesting. Yeah, just
so was that Misfit?
Yeah, he was he borrowed my backpack for the weekend, and so he'd bring it back. But yeah, he was asking me if I think you'd be interested in Company of Heroes. I was like, I don't know. I was like, yeah, we were just talking about it on our thing. So would you be interested?
I suppose. I mean, I don't know.
Because
I'm a little picky. I like what I like, and that's pretty much it. And it's pretty close-minded, but it is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I have it, so we could play it together. And then he's also said that he's gonna fully support me and my Twitch channel. He says,
how nice of him.
I know, he said he's gonna make a Twitch account and follow me just so he can follow me. And he shared my I made a status about the Hard Life of Sam episode 4 or whatever, and he shared it. So if I get any success, I'm gonna attribute to him.
Yeah, you need a hype man. That's certainly not my personality.
Why do these people hate me?
Because you're ugly.
No,
Steak.
I was whatchamacallit, walking through their territory.
Man, I'm really sucking it up so far.
Yeah, what's going on? Why are you so far down the list?
You know, trouble with barbarians.
The bane of your existence.
They like me, I don't like them. That's our relationship.
Man, I'm almost out of happiness. I need to hurry up and build this worker so I can start building some farms. Or plantations, or whatever.
So, went to Myrtle Beach this weekend.
Ooh, Myrtle Beach. How'd you like it?
Yeah, it was pretty nice. I liked it a lot. We went to an art museum there, which was pretty cool.
The Wax Museum? Or just
an art museum.
Oh. And, well, like, what did it have a certain theme, or was it kind of like all-encompassing?
It always changes. So right now the theme is 2 artists. One, what is his name? I think his name is Jonathan Green. Very much. He's very talented. It kind of reminds me of Impressionism, I guess you could say, but different.
Okay. I'm not.
Because sometimes it's really detailed. He's focused a lot on, I guess, the history of South Carolina and the Black history within it. He paints in an interesting sort of idea, sort of as how the slaves would have been if they were just like the Europeans and came, you know, on their own. which is fairly, I think. And he does a lot of work with like portraying South Carolina and the past of South Carolina. I thought it was quite interesting. Definitely worth checking out. And then the other artist they had, I can't remember his name, but his whole thing was the indigo plantations that they used to have, and sort of the rise of blue jeans, you know, due to the dye of indigo.
Right.
Right. A little thought-provoking. Some of his art is pretty creepy. Like, he used cut-up jeans to make these statues that looked like they were throwing up jeans out of jeans. So
that is interesting.
yeah, I thought so. I really did.
Looks like I got some whales, but I'm not on the coast, so I have to found a whole new city on the coast. Interesting. Man, I am just littered with city-states. I think there's another one on my east, a little bit farther east, given, but nevertheless. And I'm not having any trouble with barbarians. I feel like you're always the one having trouble with the barbarians.
Yeah, they like to spawn near me. I don't know what it is.
Maybe I can destroy this barbarian encampment and get some points with Milan.
Oh, well, good for you.
Ooh, received 100 gold. Very nice. I just realized I only have one luxury resource. Well, I have 2 copies of one luxury resource. Potentially devastating. Yeah, that's gonna be real bad. I'm gonna have to take over someone. I'm looking at you, La Venta. Oops. Bam. Rename my capital as per tradition.
I think I'll say the same for the stream. So, looks like Kristoff is getting close to picking up that extra strike.
Yes, he is. Dangerously close, if you ask me.
He's like 11 points off.
Yeah, I half-assed my CFT, and it reflected on my score.
I saw.
Yeah, I think my cutting score only went up like 1 point because of it. But nah, I don't care. It should have been my last CFT, and then all I got to do is just maybe run one more for Corpus Course, one more PFT. I mean, for Corpus Course, and then hopefully I can pick up.
And then re-enlist.
Yeah. Okay. No, I'm gonna become the next PewDiePie. Make millions, going on tours, get hosted on.
I don't think so. PewDiePie, he jumped in that era where like nobody was doing Let's Plays or anything like that, you know. So I don't think there's gonna be an opportunity quite like his for some time.
Not until I pioneer the next thing. I'm not sure what it is yet, but I'm gonna pioneer it.
Okay. You do that, bro.
Yeah, cause he pioneered like the Let's Plays, right? With like the Slender Man games, right?
Yeah.
Maybe I'll. I saw this one guy. Oh, I didn't tell you. So I made a really shitty video game. It's basically so you know like the really old like 70s or 80s asteroid game or whatever where you play like a little triangle and all the asteroids are coming like flying at you and you have to like blow them up so they don't hit you. Well, it's like that esque of a game, and you get like a little spaceship, and there's other little spaceships, but the thing is they spawn indefinitely. Like the spawn rate like starts out really slow, but then every time one spawns, it cuts down the spawn rate by 10%, and then it gets to a point. And the max spawn rate is 2 a second. So you have to try and last as long as you possibly can, flying around and shooting. And when I say I made the video game, what I really mean is I followed along with this guy on YouTube who like showed me the program to download, the Unity engine, and then like he wrote all the code and I just kind of followed along and did it. And yeah, so I follow along with the code, and he like gave like all the rights out obviously during his videos. He's like, yeah, anyone can use this code. It's nothing, yada yada yada. And then yeah, and so it kind of showed me how to do all that. So I thought that was pretty interesting. It's a little 2D spaceship shooter thing. It really sucks. I was trying to add the score in, and I could not do it. I don't know how. Like he didn't go over it in the video. So I was like, okay, not a problem. I'll use my problem-solving abilities. My intelligence is a level 12.
It did not work.
And it did not. I got the score to show up on the screen, but it won't count it. And I don't know what to do. Like, I'm presenting what I think is a valid argument, and when I, like, run the debug on it, the debug doesn't find any problems with the argument, but then it just doesn't do it. Because like I have it set to like, oh, if this game object's health equals 0, then add 10 to the score count. And then I run the debug and it's like, yeah, all these arguments are valid, all like the terms are defined, everything's good. Then you start up the game and you shoot the guy and nothing happens. So I don't know. I kind of just gave up. As per tradition.
Yes. Giving up.
But it was pretty cool. And then I went on this binge of trying to teach myself how to program in C#. And
how'd that go?
yeah, it's a lot harder to do than what I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah, there's a reason those guys make money for doing that.
Yeah, because I mean, I was watching the video, and the guy was like doing all the code and everything, and like he kind of like glossed over like what the codes do, but he really wasn't teaching how to code. He was like going through the basic steps on how to make a game. So he wasn't exactly explaining what all the things did, and like all the different type of arguments and all the different like little shorthand tricks or like shortcut keys on the keyboard and everything. But that, you know, spiked my interest obviously, and so I just started YouTubing the crap out of programming videos, and it was immediately lost in the sauce.
Yeah, I can remember in high school, I used to play this game called Neverwinter Nights, and Neverwinter Nights came, and Neverwinter Nights 2 also came with it, but it came with like this tool set where you could make your own sort of stories within that universe, and it was really interesting because it was like the first real game I had played. Obviously, you have like RPG Maker, right? And this was something completely different. You know, it was a real to me. You know, it was like a real game. I can remember my uncle. He used to run a server on that, and it was just a lot of fun. It was a tile-based system, so it wasn't very elaborate, you know, but it played off the D&D rules. I think at the time it was like 4.0, you know?
Right.
Right. But yeah, I can remember really enjoying that game. You know, it was very immersive. Right now it's on good old games, and I picked it up not too long ago. It was definitely worth it. Worth checking out too, because you do have to learn a little bit of programming in there for basic things.
That is definitely something I want to look at.
Neverwinter Nights 2 is very much in the same vein.
Really?
They actually made a MMO based on that same universe not too long ago. I think it was just called Neverwinter.
Ooh.
Yeah. Quite cool.
I forgot to tell you, I was building. Oh, I just got a follower. Score. Hold on, let me look at this guy. Dead Jester 22. I imagine that's Barrios. Or Misfit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say
He
that's.
does that.
I'm gonna say that's him. Anyways, what was I saying? Completely forgot what I was saying. Oh, I was beelining. I just built the Great Library. I meant to tell you. Totally forgot. But I'm beelining it now to the Hanging Gardens. I've got like 6 more turns till I get the tech for it, and then I'm gonna start building it. Hey guys, LOL. Knew it. Yo, dog.
Barrios, you're a faggot. That wasn't very PC of me, was it? I apologize, disclaimer. I'm not actually discriminatory towards homosexuals, just discriminatory towards Barrios.
Dude, it's got a bunch of, oh, I constructed the Great Library for Jerusalem. They really wanted that for some reason. Fight me 1v1, he says.
Yeah, just follow me to the wilding.
Oh, actually, I now remember what I was actually talking about before Mr. Dead Jester 22 came in. This guy I watch, Yahtzee19. He also does the Escapist and does the Yahtzee reviews or something like that. I don't know. Hilarious character. He's a British guy living in Australia. But on his own personal channel, that's like not monetized because he's not for that kind of thing. Him and his buddy Gabriel does Let's Drown Outs, which are pretty much like a play on the Let's Plays, except they're really old, sometimes shitty, sometimes not shitty games. And I'm talking like from the beginning of PC gaming, old games, not like Mario Kart or something. Like one that's called like Enchantia.
So they do like text-based RPGs.
Yeah, like they'll do that, or like the very first RPGs, Enchantia. I'm trying to think of some I think there's like Castle Transylvania or something like that. Oh, man, just a bunch of like really old games, and they're hilarious. So you've seen Yahtzee before, so he kind of keeps up like that kind of tone of humor. It's not quite obviously that fast paced because it's not scripted, but they do have like a set of like talk points they'll go over. Sometimes they'll make stories for their little characters, and they'll just comment on the games. And they'll talk about like how that game studio or whatever, like how either they were bought out and like merged with someone else, or if they actually made it in the gaming world. Plot twist, most of them don't.
You know, I can remember back when G4 was a thing. I don't think it exists anymore, or if it does, all they do is play cops. But I can remember they used to do this show called, I think it was called Icons, where they would go through the history of, say, like, Crash Bandicoot. They would go through how he was, sort of, the idea came about, the video games that he was in, and how it was impacted by increases in technology and stuff like that. It was really interesting. And obviously, like, that sort of format goes on to a lot of the YouTube channels these days, which I really enjoy. But that show was interesting. Like, I really liked just tuning in and just watching that show. You know.
Yeah, I want to say there's a Did You Know Gaming does a lot of things like that. Not necessarily on one, but they'll pick like a Spyro or Star Wars or something like that, and they'll go into like facts about everything from like why it was developed, like their inspirations behind it, hidden Easter eggs and stuff like that. A really great channel. Bam, mathematics discovered. Looks like I'm gonna be. Oh man, I need to build a watermill. That's what I need. Oh man, I can't. Oh dude, my interface is like right. My streaming interface is like right over my stats. And let me see if I can't change this. Oh wait, you're waiting on me.
No, not really. I'm still doing shit.
I don't think I can. Oh, one of the cool things I have is I can draw on my screen for people to see. So if Barrios is still watching, or whoever he is, I'll write his name. And I can draw it, and I think my streamers can see it. And then like I can change the colors with like hotkeys. And which could be like really useful if you're doing like an RTS or something, or like even Civ 5, since you can like pause it. You can maybe like detail your strategy, whatever, using green and red, and like kind of draw out your tile paths and everything. And then you just hit delete when you're done.
Huh, that is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I've never done any kind of streaming thing.
Yeah, neither have I. So. First time for everything. I think deep down streaming is kind of something like I always really wanted to do, but like never had the know-how or the capability to do it.
Makes sense.
Barry or Jester says we can do Company of Heroes 2 now, or that you have it now, and we can do that. Maybe we'll start up another series of that.
Tell him that would require me to spend time with him. Oh wait, he can hear me anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. And for the record, I don't dislike Barrios. He's a good friend. I just his buttons are very easy to push, and therefore, well, how could I really resist?
I'm not gonna have you build a camp. I'm gonna come down here and secure his ivory that I got. Man, Tulsa is flying on the city scale. I'm at like I'm almost at a level 8 city, and it's not even AD.
Working on it.
Have you confirmed that you're in the Congo?
Yeah, I am.
Very nice. Very, very nice. Da-da-ding-da-dum-dum, da-da-da-da. I need to get friends with these city-states. Because they're the religious city-states, and
You know what?
I need religion.
Losing my religion. No longer friends with Bogota. Jeez.
Let's see, I've got one more social policy until I complete the tradition track.
Same. Tradition. Tradition.
As per tradition.
It's from Fiddler on a Roof.
I don't know what that is.
It's a musical, you uncultured individual.
I was wondering where you're going with that.
Yeah, well, you know, I gotta church it up for the kids.
For all the little lads.
Indeed.
Indubitably. I want to build a new city. But where? Oh, where should I build this new city?
But why?
Jester just Steam messaged me to tell you to start downloading Company of Heroes now. But I feel like that'd mess up the internet connection. Wait.
I feel like it would too, and I don't feel comfortable.
Oh. You just wanted to see if it would show up on the stream. I don't think it does. I don't think the overlay, the Steam overlay does. But I could be completely.
It does.
Totally. Oh, it does.
I saw it yesterday.
Maybe I should. Who am I kidding? No one's actually watching these streams, so they wouldn't know who all these people are.
Nobody important, anyway. It was a joke. It was a joke.
That's, I'll take it. I'm a big boy. Barrios is still messaging my my Steam chat for some reason, talking about how he is now famous and his life dream is complete.
Well, aim low, I suppose.
Can never be let down when you aim low.
Yeah. We gotta find a way to play music with this.
I imagine I could play a little bit of music. It'd have to be pretty low, pretty quiet.
You'd have to put like, you'd probably have to put a disclaimer.
Oh,
It says to me, only you.
What the disclaimer say? I do not own any of the music playing in this. The copyrights are held by the respective owners.
Something like that, I don't know. Legalese.
Legalese. It's like its own language. Legalese.
Never heard that before.
I've never. No. I got 8 turns until I build the hanging gardens. Hopefully you're not building it.
I am not.
Yes, you aren't. Golly, this barbarian encampment in the Scandinavia is just literally making barbarians from nothing. They're just producing them everywhere. They can't be stopped.
Make the call. They can't be stopped.
Maybe I will mount an invasion soon. I feel like I'm gonna have to. At least I got some iron. I think I'm gonna lose my spearmen. I hope not, but it looks like I'm going to. Let's take a look at the demographics. Number 1 in population. Number 2 in crop yield. That goes to the Germans. I don't know where they're at, but apparently I've found them before. Manufactured goods. I'm number 3. I don't know who number 1 is. But the worst is Austria.
That would be me.
The average is 11, so I'm still above average. That's all that really matters. Gold net produced. I am in 6th. And I am below average. 6th in land. Below average. Soldiers, I am 8th. Not that far behind the average, but still below. Literacy, though, is number 1. That's what matters. I guess I'll do optics now, even though I don't really need optics because I'm freaking landlocked. I'm not gonna be
In my day,
sailing.
powerful iron swords.
I want to say in Civ 4, your cities could be connected in a trade route if they were like on the same river. I kind of wish that was still a thing.
Yeah, I don't remember. You know, in Civ 5, obviously, they opted to go with sort of a more, I don't want to say easier, because I think that's a cop-out to all the, like, elitist sort of players, you know?
Yeah.
I think that, like, these types of games are only for them. But they definitely simplified everything and streamlined. I mean, let's face it, you could play with just a click of the mouse.
Yeah, that is too true. But I really like how they did it. Did you ever play Civilization Revolution for the consoles?
I didn't, no.
Consider yourself lucky. Because that is a prime example of like why strategy PC games they just can't on consoles. I mean,
well, they did have that Halo game.
Yeah, but I think that only did well because of the fan base of Halo.
I don't. Probably. You know, it was like a StarCraft Lite.
Yeah, I'll give you that. I mean, Command & Conquer attempted to kind of go in that route, but
Yeah, I remember a long time ago. They were trying to Conquer games on the PS1, I want to say.
But it's the
Oh, they also came out with Red Alert. Yes.
but the Civilization Revolution was so incredibly streamlined. It like wasn't even funny. It was complete. Everything was dumbed down. I mean, still your same gist where like you're playing as this. It was still Civilization, but it was like the time went by too fast. They try to make it too much of a casual game, and because they did that, I want to say it stopped it from like you were pretty much in a constant state of war. You couldn't ever really like sit there and build up. You had to like learn to build up with while at war. So you had to like learn how to balance your building units slash building buildings, and you couldn't pillage any of the tiles either. And you actually there was no tile improvement. As soon as it was in your borders, you were able to work it. So then it's like you could just build an archer army and stick it in your city, and you'd be okay. And like you wouldn't have to worry about anything because it'd be like really hard to take. And if you got walls, that was plus 100 defense, and you could just sit there, and there was no like con to just sitting in there. Like you weren't. There was no reason for you to go out and try and stop people from invading inside your territory or anything, because you could still work all your resources. You couldn't pillage anything, so you were just completely content with just hanging back. And they would usually just attack your cities until they died. However,
It's kind of boring.
yeah, it was. But they introduced, they still had the super stack rule, you know, where like you can put 1,000,000 units on one tile, and they were still using square tiles, but they had a really interesting feature that I wish they would carry over to a Civilization 6, which is if you had 3 of the same unit on one tile, you could turn it into an army. And the benefits of doing this were like the obviously the attack slash defense was multiplied by 3 and then some, you know what I mean, to kind of give you an incentive to make armies. But kind of give more like health points as well. Like you could lose like 2 parts of your army and still be okay. I don't know. It was just I really like that, and I've been cruising the forums for a Civ 6. It hasn't been announced yet, but theories are it's going to be announced next year or this year. I'm sorry.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, I really like the hexagonal tile system, and
Yeah, me too.
I also really like, but the forums have like mixed reviews on, is the single unit per tile. I really like it.
Yeah, me too. It sort of makes it more of like a macro sense to me, like big picture.
Mm-hmm. And it makes like it puts like greater emphasis on the strategy. I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
Because now you have to like actually like plot out. Okay, I'm gonna send my archers in first. You know, kind of see what's going on. Weaken all these people. You know, and then I'll bring in my melee guys. Or where can I set up my artillery so I can still hit the city, but still manage to move my melee guys into capture. You know, it's just so much more strategic. I really liked it. Yeah, but apparently a bunch of game reviewers and game critics were saying how Civ 5 was going to announce like in November or December, and they all had to eat their words when obviously it didn't get announced. Apparently that was quite a shock to the game reviewing slash game critique world.
Yeah, and I'm a bit skeptical when it comes to their opinions because, like, and not that I feel I know more than they do, because clearly I don't. You know, this isn't a job for me. I play video games just because it's something I enjoy, you know. But I feel like with them, you get into something very common in nerd culture, which is like, who is the ultimate nerd? Like, so, for example, I'm a Batman fan. If I talk with other Batman fans, there's like this. They try to start this like silent competition on who is, you know, the better fan. And at the end of the day, it doesn't really fucking matter, you know. And that really, it's just like, oh well, in issue 627 before the new 52 relaunch, shut up, dude. And I feel like that sort of competitive nature is annoying as fuck.
Yeah. You saying like the gaming
So,
community
like,
kind of has like that same sense?
In my opinion, like, I feel like, you know, there's this sense that unless you play these super obscure games, you're not considered a gamer, you know?
Yeah.
Which is a bit annoying.
Like if you're not all into the indie games and whatnot, then you're not like a true certifiable gamer. Like
Right.
Undertale.
And to be honest, I've been playing Civ 5. Yeah, Undertale looks like a lot of fun, but I've been playing Civ 5 since its release, and I really don't buy a lot of new games, you know? I bought... What did I buy this year? Destiny, I started playing that, and
Still waiting
my
for that
buddy
PC
gave
port.
me... Yeah, good luck, buddy. My buddy gave me, or let me borrow his copy of Arkham Knight, so I played that, you know?
Nice.
But, you know, obviously I'm still playing Civ 5. I am... Hell, I'm still fucking playing Skyrim. Let's be honest.
Yeah, Skyrim,
I
fantastic
bought
game.
Fallout 4. You know, so... There's that, but like...
Yeah, I was looking
Hell,
at the Steam
last generation of consoles, I played Gran Turismo 5 considerably, like, I can honestly say I played that game every single day for about 2 years.
Is a fantastic game, one of my personal favorites. I liked the whole Gran Turismo series. I think I started playing it at 3 on the PlayStation 2. And fantastic all the way around. You got the Witcher, right?
Yes, my girlfriend bought that for me. Great game.
Yeah, I was thinking about maybe doing some streams of that. Kind of keep the motif of like a medieval kind of thing going.
I think that it's a great game. Like, but for me, like, it's something that I can definitely play too much of. Like I will sit there and play Witcher all day long and not even realize it.
Yeah, that is definitely a downfall. I'll kind of get sucked into the side quest. I keep just telling myself like, all right, I'll just do this one side quest. All right, let's do this next one. All right, I'm already right here. I might as well just do the side quest. And then next thing you know, a few hours have passed, and I meant to go to bed like 3 hours ago.
You know what the series I replayed this year was, I replayed the entire Mass Effect series. You know, it was in my Origin, and I hadn't had it downloaded to my laptop for a while, and I just plugged it in, and it was just as compelling an experience to me than when it was originally released. It's good to have.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can honestly say that series, even to I guess that's it.
Yeah, I mean that's one episode. That'd be the old breakaroo marker. Well, this has been Civilization 5, Tale of Two Kings, featuring Redshirt90. It will be up on YouTube. Hopefully there will be more episodes. Hopefully we'll finish out this game. Fingers crossed. And are you feeling like doing another episode, or are you down for quits?
Yeah, I've got at least one more in me tonight.
All right. Yeah, I'll go ahead and cut it off here. Export it to YouTube, and then bathroom breaks, drink breaks.